What's up guys? Today I've got my hands on the new Google TV Streamer 4K. So this is Google's latest streaming device. It's running official Google TV OS and supporting 4K streaming across the board, including officially licensed Netflix 4K and supporting Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. So very excited to see how this one performs. Inside the box you will find a small user manual. You get USB-A to Type-C power cable, a small power supply. You get two AAA batteries for the remote control, and this is a Bluetooth remote control. A very similar design of this remote control that we've seen in the past for the previous Google streamers. So you can see we've got a home button, we've got the Google Assistant button, so there is a built-in microphone, and we have a dedicated YouTube and Netflix button. And last but certainly not least, the Google TV streamer itself. So we have a brand new design over here. Price wise, you can pick this up right now for £99. And for that price, you get some pretty interesting specs. Let's quickly run through them. So this device is powered by Mediatek MT8696 quad core clocked at 1.8 gigahertz. For RAM, we have 4 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of storage. We've got 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi AC, Bluetooth 5.1, and this has a Gigabit Ethernet port. This is running official Google TV OS version 14. You've got the Google Assistant and Chromecast built in, supports HDMI 2.1, and supports 4K HDR at 60 FPS, along with Dolby Vision, HDR10+, HLG, Dolby Atmos, and Dolby Digital Plus. You do get a small Bluetooth remote included, and Google promises 5 years of security updates. So closer look at the design, you can see this looks very different to the previous Chromecast streamers. Now for ports, we have a power indicator, we've got a small round button, I'm assuming it's a power button, you've got Type-C port for power, a Gigabit Ethernet port, and an HDMI 2.1, and that is pretty much all your ports. Now there's only a single USB-C port, there's no other ports to plug in any of your hardware, but this does support USB-C hubs. So first of all, I ran a boot up speed test, and you can see on screen exactly how long it took to boot up from a cold start. And you can see this box is running the official version of Google TV, and it's the latest version, Google TV 14. On the top you have your subheadings, For You, Movies, TV shows, apps, and library. Okay, at the top you do have subheadings, For You, Movies, TV shows, apps, where you can download more apps, and library. If we head over to the main system settings, this TV box does in fact have 32 gigs of internal storage, from which 23 gigs are free to use. If we have a quick look in about, that this is indeed running Android TV OS version 14, so Google TV 14, and you can see the kernel, build numbers, etc. So if I just grab my iPhone, tap on Cast, at the bottom you can see Google TV Streamer 4K. If we tap on it, any second now, that video will cast to the big screen. You can control all functions from within the phone. Going back to settings, we're going into display and sound. And if I scroll down, you can see we've got HDMI CEC options, match content dynamic range. You've got match content frame, which is set to never, but you can turn that on if you need to. Resolution is automatic, but you can see 4K 60 has been detected, and it also says at the bottom there, this mode also supports SDR, Dolby Vision, HDR10, and HLG. Advanced display settings, preferred dynamic range, it's set to match content dynamic range. Allow game mode, format selection is automatic. Again, we can have a quick look at the formats, and here are the enabled formats to confirm: Dolby Vision, HDR10, and HLG. For some reason, HDR10 Plus is disabled. So advanced audio options, we'll see the format supported. So we've got Dolby Digital Plus, Dolby True HD, and Dolby Atmos with Dolby Digital Plus. Disabled formats, DTS, DTS HD, and DTS-X. So that just shows you what works and what doesn't. So that is pretty much all your important settings. A quick look at all the apps we have installed on this box. So when you're first setting up this device, you'll be asked which apps you want installed. So now I'm going to play some 4K video samples from a USB drive, and to connect a USB drive I actually used a USB-C hub, and you can see on screen exactly how that looks. And then we plugged in our USB 3 SanDisk flash drive. So let's begin with the usual high bitrate jellyfish demo. So the first file is 160 megabits per second, and you can see it's playing back fine. I then played back the 180 megabit per second high bitrate Jellyfish demo, and unfortunately it stutters every now and then, so not as smooth as I would have liked. And unfortunately the 400 megabit per second Jellyfish demo also failed to play back properly. And straight after, I tested out some 4K 60 clips with various HDR formats, and they all played back perfectly fine. Alright, so let's just run a few tests, starting off with YouTube. Let's try a voice search first of all. 4K video. And that worked fine. So just to show you, 4K 60 with HDR is supported. And just to confirm, in Netflix, 4K, Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos is supported. And then I moved on to the Amazon test, and you can see Amazon Prime Video supports 4K HDR, again with Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos supported. And then I tested out Disney Plus, and as you guys can see, this does support IMAX Enhanced HD Dolby Vision with 5.1 surround sound. So we're just going to do a very quick basic gaming test, starting off with Crossy Roads. Now for you advanced users, DRM info shows Google Widevine level 1. And here is CPU Z, where you can check out the clock speeds, and you can see this is running the PowerVR GE9215. And that brings us to our benchmarks, beginning with Geekbench single core score of 157 and multi-core score of 562. And in the Antutu benchmark test, we achieved 135K. So let's see how that compares with the others. So here is my top Android TV box chart for 2024, showing you the latest TV boxes and seeing how they compare with each other. And the ranking is based on Antutu benchmark scores. So higher the benchmark, faster the performance, and therefore the higher the ranking. But I've also given the box a rating out of 5, letting you know exactly what I think of this box regardless of the high benchmark score. So as you can see, the new Google TV Streamer 4K takes position 11 on this chart with a benchmark score of 135K, and I've also given it an overall rating of 5 out of 5. Now you can view the full versions of all my charts online at chicstech.com and read them at your leisure and completely free of charge. So there you have it guys, that was the new Google TV Streamer 4K, and here are my thoughts. Google's new streaming device is actually pretty good. I experienced fast performance throughout my tests. You have official Google TV version 14 with Chromecast and Google Assistant all built in. You have certified 4K HDR streaming across the board. No stuttering or buffering issues while streaming 4K online, and very good overall performance and streaming quality. You're also getting a solid Wi-Fi connection, and I was able to achieve my top speeds with no dropouts or any other signal issues. And as a bonus, you also have a Gigabit Ethernet port too. Furthermore, this does support USB-C hubs for extra ports and connectivity, and there are a lot of great features and everything worked exactly as it should. Now the only caveats to mention, I wish this came with a spare USB port, and also I think the device is a little bit pricey when compared to the equivalent 4K Amazon Fire TV sticks. But saying that, this is running official Google TV compared to Amazon's Fire TV OS, and I guess that is ultimately what you're paying for. Now I will leave the links in the description box in case you want to check this product out for yourself, and if you want to see more of my latest and greatest unbiased tech reviews, hit the like button, sub to the channel and hit the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.